So I really like coffee. Like, I drink coffee pretty much every day, whether I buy it from the store, like a coffee shop, or my girlfriend makes it because she's a pretty awesome barista. I like coffee. And I think the best analogy I can make for this video to start off with is, imagine if you liked coffee and you drink coffee every single day for, in the morning. That's fine. It works. And a lot of people do that. Now imagine you drink coffee every morning and afternoon. Starting to get a little bit annoying, but you can still handle it. Now imagine you drink coffee for every time you want to drink something. If you want water, coffee. If you want a beer, coffee. If you want milk, coffee. It's gonna start to get pretty annoying, and after a while you're just gonna be completely burnt out of coffee and maybe never even want to touch it again for a long time. And I like coffee, and I think that's the best way to start this video. So let's just get into the video. So if you're someone who's followed me on this channel for a while, followed me on social media, anything like that, you know that like I have a lot of interests in general. I really like tech things. I really like gaming. I really like business in general. I really like, the idea of learning how people got their businesses started. I like working out. I like fitness. All of these things are really big interests of mine. And kind of like what I said before, if you really like coffee, that's great. But if you really like coffee and then you drink coffee for every single drink that you have in a day, and you do that for years and years and years on end, you're eventually going to get sick of coffee. You're going to start having stomach problems. There's going to be things wrong with drinking that much coffee. I kind of try to relate this to my experience with software development. So I've only been out of college for like 3 years now, roughly. I have been doing software development since before that. Since like in college, I was like developing, basically since sophomore year, I was developing some sort of app basically every single day. And it wasn't just like a quick little app. All of the apps that I've done have had some sort of like big business implementation, trying to start like an actual company out of these things. That hasn't just been one-off little apps I'm going to make and publish and forget about. They're long-term investments in the way that I was doing them. I did that basically through college, and I never stopped. Like every single day I was working on something, whether it was an app or a website or the back end or something to do with the business. I was always doing some sort of programming. My first business was a college safety platform thing. So I worked on that through sophomore year, junior year, senior year, and then like a year out of college. And also a year out of college, I was working at a startup where I was also doing iOS development. So I was doing iOS development at my job. Then the job would end for the day, and I would switch over to doing the development for the safety company. Then the safety company thing kind of fizzled out, stopped doing that, and I kind of took a break for a few months. But then I decided I wanted to start working on a fitness tracking app that was like a simpler way to track your fitness. It didn't have a bunch of extra clutter and things in it. It was a really clean interface and a really cool way to track your progress and see a bunch of cool statistics about your progress in the gym. So I started working on this, and again, at the same time, I'm still working at my tech job in the day, programming iOS apps. So I would program during the day, and then the job would end, and I would program in the afternoon, at the night. I would program on the weekends, and it wasn't like I was forcing myself to do this. I really, really enjoyed doing it. It was like somebody who really likes playing video games. After work they go play games, and they don't have to force themselves to do it. They genuinely love doing that thing. And I did. I loved programming every single day. It was so much fun. The problems I got to solve was super cool. And I loved like thinking of a new feature, designing it, and then like implementing it and releasing it. That was so cool for me, especially because it was like my own projects. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. What kind of started to happen is like I started getting frustrated. The main thing I was getting frustrated with was that the projects I was working on never really seemed to have traction. So in software development, it's a lot different than normal business means. And I say that in a way that like normal business is extremely hard and there's a lot of steps to take, but it's more like you develop a product and you release it and you market that thing, and then you can tell how many units you sold, that kind of thing. For like software development, it never ends. Like you could release a feature, and that one feature could have bugs that you work on forever and ever and ever. And it's not like, you can have one person do one thing. It's like I'm doing everything. So I was doing the app development, the website development, the back-end development. So these are all like jobs in themselves, but I was working alone. So it's not really easy to get started. Not like a normal business is really easy to get started, but I feel like it's a lot easier to see results in a normal business where you're selling some sort of product than it is in software, especially as a one-person team. It's very hard to get recognized because the only place you can even sell is on the App Store for iOS apps. That's it. That's all you got. So I kind of started to get frustrated with this idea that I was working all these hours on something that wasn't really doing anything. I liked using the app. I thought it was really cool for myself, but there wasn't any sort of like real organic traction that made it seem like this was worthwhile. So I started to kind of get frustrated near the end. I wasn't doing it for fun anymore. It was kind of like frustrating. Like maybe if I implement this one feature, it'll be enough to draw people to the app. Or maybe if I do this one marketing campaign, it'll be enough to draw people. So it was no longer like fun. It was me trying to make this into a real thing. And it got kind of frustrating. So the whole 2020 hit and I started kind of burning out a little bit. I was still doing it and I was still working at my normal job, but then I got laid off from my normal job because the company like shut down or something. I don't really know whatever happened to them. They ran out of money basically. Then I was kind of faced with this decision of I'm done at my normal job. Do I keep programming in my free time or do I just kind of like take this time for myself and just do what I want to do? Like whatever that is that day, I'm not going to plan it. I'm just going to do what I want to do. And that was YouTube videos, that was playing video games. I had like 2 months of just like enjoying myself, which was fantastic. And I loved every second of it. But then I got a new job and I kind of realized like I enjoyed having that free time and that ability to do what I want to do other things that I want to do, because I'm interested in so many different things that like leaving myself to just have development time only was not great for me. So that's what I mean by when I say like I quit programming. Like I didn't actually quit development. I didn't quit my job. I didn't do anything like that, but I quit programming in my free time because it's no longer like the thing that I enjoy doing in my free time. I enjoy doing a lot of other things now, making YouTube videos, planning content, looking up real estate things, working out. Like there's so many things that I want to investigate in my interests that I no longer really have time to program in my free time, which could be good or bad. Down the road, I might get back into it, but I realize it's more important for me to do things that I want to do now, and I can always program later, but right now it just doesn't seem fun to me to do it anymore. So like all my apps are basically just like sitting there, haven't been updated, haven't been touched, and like every once in a while, I'll feel kind of bad about it. I'll go look, and then I just like remember how much work it is to do a little simple fix in my own app because it's just me. Like doing one little fix could take weeks at a time, and the results just aren't there in terms of like the value of it being worth it. If I was making a bunch of money, it might be worth it. Or if I was getting a ton of enjoyment out of it, it'd be worth it. But neither of those things are happening. So as of now, I've just kind of stopped programming in my free time. And I think this comes with anything. It's going to be, waves of happiness of doing something and then waves of not wanting to do that. And that's fine. I'm just okay with doing what I want to do at that time. And I've kind of given up programming my free time for now, just to be happier and to have more freedom and to not do the same thing every day, all day, because I'm literally programming at my day job. And then I would be programming after my job and then waking up and then programming and then that's all I was doing. And I'm a lot happier now. And burnout's real. It's a real thing. I wouldn't say I burned out because I still enjoy programming at my day job. I love what I do. I just want to do other things in my free time now. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions about burnout or anything like that, let me know. Comments down below. It's a real thing. Don't feel bad about it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.